I still remember the exact moment my world cracked open. I was sitting across from my boss in that cold glass office, heart pounding, clutching the performance review I had poured my soul into for the last 3 years. My name is Elena, and for 34 months I had given everything to this company. Late nights, missed family dinners, weekends I sacrificed while my colleagues rested. I believed in the work. I believed in the team. I thought loyalty still meant something. "Mr. Reynolds," I said, my voice steady but hopeful, "I've exceeded every target this year. The clients specifically asked for me. I'd like to discuss a fair raise." He leaned back in his leather chair, a smug little smirk playing on his lips. He looked at me like I was a child asking for candy. Then he laughed, actually laughed, and said the words that still echo in my head. "Elena, don't complain. The economy is tough right now. This is all you can handle. Be grateful you even have a job." The air left the room. I felt heat rush to my face, but I kept my expression calm. Inside, something shattered. This was the same man who had praised me in every meeting, who sent company-wide emails about my results, who flew first class while the rest of us struggled with rising rent and grocery prices. I nodded quietly, thanked him, and walked out. But as I closed that door, a new feeling replaced the heartbreak. A cold, quiet fire. Because what Mr. Reynolds didn't know was that I wasn't the only one tired of being undervalued. And this time, I wasn't going to stay silent. That afternoon, I sat at my desk, staring at the glowing screen replaying his words. "This is all you can handle." How many of us had heard similar lines? How many talented, hardworking people were being squeezed while the ones at the top kept taking more? I wiped a tear that escaped before anyone could see it. But I made a decision right then. I would never let anyone make me feel small again. The following weeks were pure, emotional torture. I threw myself into my work even harder, partly to prove him wrong, and partly because I still cared about the projects and the people. But every time I saw Mr. Reynolds laughing with the senior managers, every time I heard about his new luxury car or the expensive team-building retreats that only upper management attended, the betrayal cut deeper. I started noticing things I had ignored before. The junior staff were exhausted and underpaid. Sarah, in accounting, was crying in the bathroom because she couldn't afford her mother's medicine. Mike, our best developer, was quietly updating his resume after being denied a promotion for the second time. The company was making record profits, yet the excuse for everyone else was always the same: tough economy. One evening, after another 12-hour day, I stayed back and dug through old reports. What I found made my stomach turn. Mr. Reynolds had given himself and his close circle substantial bonuses while freezing everyone else's salaries for 2 straight years. The numbers didn't lie. We were the ones generating the revenue, but we were being treated as replaceable. The pain turned into anger, and the anger slowly transformed into clarity. I began having quiet conversations in the break room, in the parking lot over late-night coffees. At first, I was scared. What if they reported me? What if I lost everything? But one by one, they opened up. The frustration had been building for all of us. We were a team of brilliant, dedicated people being held back by one man's greed and ego. I shared my own story, the mocking tone, the smirk, those humiliating words. "This is all you can handle." They were stunned. Many had suspected it, but hearing it confirmed hurt. That's when the shift happened. The sadness in my heart was replaced by a powerful sense of purpose. I wasn't broken anymore. I was awake. We started meeting secretly. Not to gossip, but to plan. We documented everything carefully: performance numbers, profit reports, the glaring pay gap. I reached out to a few trusted clients who loved working with our team. I prepared something I never thought I would have the courage to do. But every time doubt crept in, I remembered his smirk, and that fire inside me grew stronger. The betrayal wasn't just about money anymore. It was about respect, about being seen as human beings with dreams and bills and families, not disposable parts in someone's profit machine. The day of reckoning came during the biggest quarterly client presentation of the year. The entire senior team was there, along with our most important clients. Mr. Reynolds stood at the front, bragging about record growth and team dedication, when I raised my hand. With a calm voice that surprised even me, I stood up and said, "Mr. Reynolds, since you believe this salary is all we can handle, we've decided to show you exactly what that looks like." I nodded to the team. In perfect sync, 23 of us, almost the entire core staff, stood up together. Gasps filled the room. Mr. Reynolds' face went pale. I continued, my voice steady and clear. "We have documented every instance of unfair compensation. We've spoken with clients who value us, not just the company name. And today, we are all submitting our resignations, effective immediately unless the entire team receives fair market rate adjustments and transparent bonuses." The silence was deafening. Then the clients started murmuring. One major client actually stood up and said he would follow our team wherever we went. The staff watched me with wide eyes, some in shock, many with tears of pride and relief. They had never seen anyone stand up like this. Mr. Reynolds tried to speak, but the damage was done. Within 48 hours, the board got involved. The story spread through the industry. He was forced to offer significant raises, back pay, and even issue public apologies. Several key executives stepped down, and those of us who stayed did so with dignity and better pay. Many others, including me, moved on to better opportunities, some of us even starting our own venture together. Looking back now, I realized that moment wasn't just about revenge. It was about reclaiming our worth. His words broke me for a short time, but they also freed me. They showed me that no one has the power to define what I can handle. Only I do. If you're watching this and you're in a situation where someone is making you feel small, undervalued, or replaceable, remember this. Your voice matters. Your work matters. And sometimes, the most powerful response isn't anger. It's quiet, dignified strength that brings everyone together. I'm Elena, and I finally know my worth. I hope you discover yours too.